Hey guys, Mike here, welcome back to the channel. So, I think I gotta pull this engine out today. Because all I gotta do is chain up the transmission so it doesn't fall out. And then that way I can move the truck and the transmission can stay in the truck. And I got the bell housing bolts, the back motor mount bolts, and then it's basically ready to pull out. So we'll pull it out, set it on the ground next to this one, and then Dad can take his backhoe back and I can pull the head off this and see if the head is good, because this is the head I want to use. I'll send it to get checked out, and then we'll delve into it and see what that block looks like. I might end up going with a short block. I'm gonna see though. Talking to the guys at work, I guess the C13, it's fairly common for them to get fretted main caps, which is basically when it stretches and the cap wears a spot. So if I just put new bearings in it, if they're fretted, the tolerances are too tight and you can spin a bearing. So it can be fixed, but you gotta machine it, then line bore it to make sure everything is right again. And if I gotta do that, then I think I'll just use this block as a core and get a short block, provided this head checks out. And the problem is part supplies, don't know when I can get a kit. So, and even a reman might take a little bit. So if I can get this engine out, we'll tie everything up on Duke, kick his butt outside for now, and then bring one of the Cabovers in, probably most likely Smokey, and get to work on him, so.
Plastic?
Yeah. Well, I didn't record much of that because, well, it wasn't pretty. But we got the bell housing bolts off. Got 3 of the motor mounts out. One is loose, but it's tight. So I think when we lift it up, we should be able to pull the nut off, and it should probably all fall forward. Now I wonder, should a person use the hoe part of the backhoe? Or just use the bucket and be careful?
I think the bucket, because the hoe's not that strong.
Yeah.
I don't think the hoe would lift it.
Probably not. I know the bucket will lift it because, right, the last episode we unloaded it with a bucket. Actually, not the last, anyways, one of those episodes.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll just try prying up that motor mount. Well, I guess I could try just to get that nut off so that if it pops out, we're not trying to. Or do we just lift the engine up a little bit, and when it pops up, I undo that nut?
The engine is sitting down on top of the motor mount, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we don't have to worry about falling down.
Of course, maybe since I got the bell housing bolts off, it'll be easier now too. Une moteur boat.
Is that the easy one or the hard one?
That was the easy one. The hard one still has the nut and it's bottomed out on the frame. You know, I did some AC work on my pickup at work, and after doing that, I should have just, well, of course I can't drive it to work, so. I was gonna say, hook up the machine, create a vacuum, and just unbolt everything.
Well, once you get it all back together in the year 2024.
Oh, ye of little faith. Nothing is ever easy. So I got a bent motor mount bolt. The nut's off, but the bolt won't go through the top motor mount, so we're gonna have to try and pull the engine with the little tail hanging down. Not ideal. Tried pounding it out, tried wedging it out, and it just gets stuck. I could try cutting it off, but that's no guarantee, so we're gonna try and lift the engine up and take it out. Maybe spin it a little bit. I don't know. It's not gonna be easy, I know that much. Or maybe we'll get surprised. Maybe it'll go easy, this part. Okay, let's get a chain. Okay, I think we could try that.
Just straight up.
Yeah. transmission and it's...
It what?
I say it's out from the transmission and that bolt on the motor mount isn't an issue.
Oh, frick.
I can see that.
We should pull the inspection cover and see, make sure that that clutch is disengaged. We might have to unhook the, because the forks go into the throw-out bearing. They might not release enough to get out. So pull the inspection cover off and have a look. 9/16.
Right.
No, I just thinking if you can see the clutch linkage from this side and take the rod off the top. See up there?
Right there.
Yeah. Take that heim joint off and undo it so that that lever can flip back.
Should have done it different.
Well, I should have had the bucket tipped more ahead.
There. I'll have to set up some blocks for it.
Why don't they just take it right outside or set up some blocks?
Well, I don't want it outside.
No, but I mean, we can bring it back in.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Let's give this a go. Well, that was way sketchier than it should have been. But rigged it wrong, forgot a hose. Nobody got hurt. The engine's out. Oh, man.
You must have stepped on the brakes.
Yeah.
That's why, so you can.
Not supposed to step on the brakes?
No, it's just go, go, go.
How do we fix the brakes?
We pull the rear end apart. Drop it down, pull both sides off because it's wet brake.
Yeah.
And you gotta pull, like you drop the rear end down, drop the sides down, take the wheels off. Then you take each side off the rear end because it's wet brakes inside. And it's a disc inside another big round disc with an O-ring. And what happens is the O-rings popped out. And that's why when you step on the brakes now, you get brake fluid out, or hydraulic fluid. What all didn't we unhook?
Suction line for power steering.
No, that's nothing.
There's my tranny. She's just hanging there on a chain. Doesn't look like it dropped much, really.
Not
Maybe
really.
a little bit.
There's hardly a groove in there at all. So that input shaft isn't that old.
Well, they did the clutch supposedly not that long ago, so.
Yeah, usually when you do the clutch, you put a new input shaft in because it's a matter of undoing those bolts,
Yeah.
pulling it out and putting a new input shaft in. It's not a big deal. I've got one of these stub shafts at home.
Yeah.
So what you do is you put this in, then you put the clutch on and bolt the clutch all up so that when you slide it back together.
Probably gonna have to, I wonder if that, well, I'll have to check and make sure it's okay sitting there like that. Pull this thing out, pressure wash all this, cap all the lines first, degrease.
Oh, no. Fill it up with crap first.
No. No. But it's out. It's my first engine removal. My first engine removal. Wasn't pretty, but it's removed. And look at the clutch. Definitely isn't very old. So that's good.
Told you as a kid.
Oh.
Throw the wrenches on the floor. Don't leave them on the
That's what the grease line for the throat bearing we forgot to undo. Sugar.
Oh, that came undone, didn't it?
Well, yeah.
Well, you just have to make a new. All you have to do, actually, you know why? Is because it's got a line
Yeah.
to grease it.
Yeah.
Most of them just have a grease fitting there. Yeah, that clutch doesn't even look that old.
Nope.
Okay, where's Kaboom here? Can't see Kaboom.
Oh, here's the hole. I need
Can't even see it.
to get a light. Oh yeah, there's the hole. There's trying to figure out what that is poking out. It looks, I don't know. Oh, jeepers creepers. So that's probably part of the crank, and something got between that and that. So I'll pull the pan off. Well, I'll have to pull everything off since that block is.
It's not much point in really doing too much exploratory because you know what's wrong with it.
Yeah. Well, and these will be all the good parts that are.
I wouldn't take anything off it until you get your short block. Because if you take it all off, then can
Well,
you remember where to put it back on?
Yeah, but the kicker is I want to take the head off and send the head away, because if the head is pooched, then I'm gonna have to get a long block.
No, then use that head.
Yeah, but I would rather use this head. And
That one actually might even be a better head.
I don't.
It's probably got less hours on that head than this one.
But that one's all gunkied up.
Oh yeah, but I mean, throw it in the hot bath and that'll all come off. But I'll bet you that head has less hours on it than this one. But who knows?
It's a kicker.
I
don't know.
I are a truck driver. I know nothing, I do nothing, I'm good for nothing, so don't expect nothing. But that's my thinking on it. The only reason for not taking it apart is because it's easy to take it from this engine and put it on that engine. But if you take it and put it on the floor,
Yeah, true.
then try and remember where everything goes.
It's true.
That's my only thinking, and I mean...
It's a true story. Instead of having a bucket of bolts.
Well, like I was thinking, if you send that motor back to the guy and he refunds your money, do you have to put it back together?
Pretty sure I won't get a refund.
Well, he said he...
No, that was someone else.
Oh.
That was a different auto wreckers.
Oh. Oh.
It's like it had an exhaust leak there, or
Well, probably.
so. Cat filters, which is nice. Oh well, it's out. So now I can drag this thing out and clean it up and shore it up and degrease it up and tie it up and paint it up. Actually, I probably don't need to paint the front of it. Maybe. Well, guys, I pulled the bumper off too, because I picked up these 3/4 inch drive impact sockets, and it made life a lot easier. I already broke a regular socket, which was stupid of me, but anyway, so I'm going to cap off these lines. Hopefully I've got some plugs. Cap off, you know, like the fuel lines. Water lines probably don't matter so much, but then I'm going to scrape as much goop as I can out, and then I don't know if I'll get to it today or tomorrow or whatever. We'll drag her outside and pressure wash her up. Excuse me, make sure the transmission is good and secure. I've got a chain and a cinch holding it underneath. And yeah, we'll give her a cleanup. I want to do a acid wash to the firewall too, so anyways, that's what we're gonna do. And no matter what I do with these engines, it's probably gonna be at least 2 months to get parts. So I'm gonna have to figure out what I'm gonna do sooner than later. Get parts, you know, I should pull the head off, send it away, the head checks out, then do a short block. Because the long block is, how much was the long block? I think the long block was like $10,000 or $13,000 more to come with the head and stuff on it. And if my head is good, then I don't need that. So clutch is good. Clutch isn't that old. Probably have to get the flywheel turned again, I would imagine. Maybe, I don't know. Certainly got to swap everything over to the other block if we go that way, or the short block. So I guess I should put that engine on its side, pull the pan, and check for fretted caps in case I rebuild that. Yeah, I mean, I guess I should do that first before I get too carried away. So, but in the meantime, I would like to kick this one outside and clean this up, because you might as well clean it up so it's got a fresh, clean hole to get into. The paint looks good, so probably when I get in here with the pressure washer, it'll blow it all off. Pressure wash it, degrease it, do the top of the transmission, and yeah. Be ready for the next one. And where's my impact socket? Transition thingamajig. Transition thingamajig! There we go. Just gonna zip a couple bolts in so I can tug on this toe pin. And I hated that bumper that was on here, so it's not going back on. Good enough. Good enough to just pull her out. Okay, let's get that. We'll call it a day. No, I should tie things up and try and clean it up, so. So some of you guys might be wondering why I took the valve cover off and just threw these papers. It's foolish of me. I put a bolt in the block here and I thought I could lift off one bolt, but it wasn't enough. And of course it was coming on an angle, which looks like I did put a dent in this aluminum cover, although it's not very deep to where it's the seal is, so I can clean that up. Bad idea. That was a mistake. I should have went around just like it is, the motor mounts. So yeah, you know, just rookie move. So we're learning, right? So I pulled the valve cover off just so that I wouldn't break the plastic cover. And I didn't, but we will put it back on to cover up all my jake heads so it doesn't get dirty. Because when we tear it down, you want to keep everything as clean as possible, because the stuff you reuse, you don't want it to get dirt on it in it. I mean, you can clean it up, but the problem is if you clean it up and you miss something, I don't know who that is, but I'm not working today. So it's funny, I don't normally not answer calls on the weekend, but I've had it where it was a family day and someone called me and it was, they called me to rip me a new one because of a rock chip. Rock chip the truck got going from here to Saskatchewan. Not my fault. He thought I shipped it with a broken windshield already, but it didn't. It got a rock chip on the way there. So it ticked me off and ruined my day. So if somebody phones me and I don't answer the phone on a Sunday, predominantly a Sunday or a statutory holiday, it's because it's Sunday or a statutory holiday. Not saying that that's always the case, but yeah, after that episode, I was like, you know what? I should have never answered the phone. Deal with it at work, on work time. Home time is home time. Okay. Stick this valve cover back on. And now there we go. And we'll just put it on a little something like that. Oh. Yeah. I'm not gonna do it up, just set it on like there, keep the dust out. Okay, so I'm gonna drag this sucker out of here so I can wash it. And it can stay outside because it's plugging up a bay. natural course of how water flows, so I don't want to have oily mess close to the shop if I can avoid it at all, even though it's starting to get more and more. Yeah, that'll work. Fly the maxes, brother. Pressure wash off these batteries. These batteries are all toast, so I'd like to take them out, but I also, until I put new ones in, this shows how they hook up, so might as well stay there for now. Just like that, brother. Alrighty, now we can get washing. I'm done. Well, I don't know if I'm done, but I'm done. And I'm wet and greasy, but let's show you guys here. Looks better already. Oh, put a little bit of etching acid on the white on the firewall, and that brightened it right up. Yeah, put some degreaser in the frame and use a pressure washer. It would be better if I had a steam cleaner, but I don't. Look at that, all that was all gunky. I'm gonna get, before this dries, I'm gonna clean the transmission housing with some probably brake clean, and maybe just put a coat of WD-40 on it so it doesn't rust and stuff. And it's gonna be outside for a little bit till we can get the engine sorted. And I think I'm gonna get some blue, you know, touch up the paint, and anywhere there's some loose stuff like this, just blow it off and clean it up a little bit. And yeah, that's her. I also blew the reflective decals off the fuel tanks because those were hokey. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching, much appreciated. I'm gonna put away my mess, get cleaned up, so I can go inside and get cleaned up again, because being a little dirty. And it was a little sketchy pulling that engine out, so it is not going to be going back in the same way. We will be doing something different. So, and I think Dad might finally realize it's time to get the brakes on the backhoe fixed. It's his backhoe, so it's up to him. So, well, my battery died. There's a bunny in the driveway. See him? Since we don't have a cat living outside, the bunnies are getting pretty friendly. Hey, Mr. Hare, Mr. Bunny. Kind of cute. Got deer here and bunnies, and oh, there he goes. All right, so sun's going down. It's a beautiful day, really. Got her all pressure washed out. I'm gonna probably do some more degreasing because there's gunk in these lines. Maybe pull all the lines back, clean them out. I cleaned the transmission bell housing and gave it a nice light coat of WD-40 so it won't rust. And yeah, looking better. You know, doesn't have an engine, but it's looking better. Pulled the reflective tape off because that was hokey. It just screams Schlumberger. But you know, Dad wants to take his backhoe home, so I'm thinking guys, maybe I should try and take this ROPS cab guard thing off tomorrow. And, well, I got the backhoe here. I mean, I can always get the backhoe back, but you know, opportunity and all that stuff. Although it's got a Webasto hook to it. Probably doesn't work. Maybe it does. I don't know. Just pull this cooler off. Yeah. Pretty swanky cooler, actually. Skookum hydraulics, too. It's kind of ugly, though. It's kind of ugly. Not gonna lie. This is kind of neat, though. You pull this cap off, and then you can, like, reach in there. Pull these fenders off, because I don't like them at all. And then sandblast and paint the frame. Put some white wheels on it, 24.5s, because it's 4.56 ratio, so 24.5s will like bring its speed up a little bit. And yeah, look like a totally different truck then. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. That's it for me today. Take care, peace. Go check out shoppeterbiltmike.com and 30% off everything. And wearing a Hoovie's Garage t-shirt right now because I kind of like Hoovie's Garage. But yeah, anyways, it's time to go get cleaned up. So I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm delirious. I'm delirious. It's all the chemicals and the spray. Oh yeah, and Cooper got a flat tire on the tractor on the lawnmower, so it's over there. And rather than try and explain to him how to, you know, get the air compressor out, get the tire bead blaster out, it's like, we'll get to it later. We're doing sketchy stuff here, so. One day I'll have a truck done, right? Right? Right, guys? Yes. Anyways, take care, guys. Thanks for watching. Peace! Woo!